Now that No King's Day is over, what's the next big protest? We've got you covered. I'm Jim Drastic.
I'm Nick Knudsen, and today on The Dangerous Ones, we are going to preview the next National Day of Action that is now scheduled.
Whoa!
Yay! Following up on last Saturday's immensely successful No King's Day mobilizations that saw literally millions of Americans turn out and pour into the streets.
Boy, isn't that true?
The event organizers for No King's Day and many media outlets have confirmed that No Kings was the single largest protest in American history.
Woo!
With nearly 2% of the U.S. population showing up in the streets at the most conservative estimate of the crowd.
Because I've heard numbers all the way up to 10 million, and I've actually even heard it up to 13 million. Yeah. Regardless, it was the largest in American history. Yeah. Think about that, man.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. And it was a global movement. There were protests all across the globe on that same day.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic. To put it, before we get to the details of the new protest that's coming up, I wanted to just put it into context. Nick, how old were you on May 25th, 1986?
I was 6 years old, Jim.
6 years old. Well, on that day, you might not have remembered, maybe, I don't know, there was a Hands Across America on that day, which was a big deal when we were kids. And that was approximately 5 million people. And I remember that being like a big fucking deal. The Million Man March on October 16th, 1995, wasn't even 1 million people. It was about 837,000 people, according to Boston University researchers.
Wow.
And then we always think about the Women's March, which was a huge one, but that was still only 3.5 million to 5 million, they think, somewhere in there.
Official estimate, yeah.
So that tells you No King's Day was no fucking joke.
Yeah, no fucking joke. And the Women's March was sort of previously thought of as the biggest one prior to Saturday.
And I remember it too. It was just like, and when you finally got home and got to watch some of the footage on television, you're like, whoa, that is big, man.
Yeah.
But it came nowhere close to how big No King's Day was. But as promised, what are the details of the new big protest?
Okay, so the good news is the next big protest is around the corner, July 17th.
July 17th.
July 17th. Okay, that's just under a month from right now. We will hit the streets again for a national mobilization called Good Trouble Lives On.
Love that.
Yeah, it's so named.
Yep.
Because July 17th is the anniversary of the passing of Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis. And of course, he's known for that phrase, "good trouble."
Yep, I use it at the end of each show now.
We do, on
intentionally.
Purpose. And so these events will focus on securing our freedoms in the face of rising oligarchic or authoritarianism and all of that kind of good stuff. And so please stay tuned. At the end of the episode, we're going to share a link that people can go to sign up and learn more about these events.
We'll also put the link in the description. Whether you're listening to this podcast or you're watching this on YouTube or Substack or wherever, we'll put the link in the description so it makes it super easy. And we will also give you a QR code here at the end of the episode that you can just do with your phone.
Sweet. So in the meantime here, I'd like to just read from literally the description of the event, because this is kind of the first most people are hearing about it. On July 17th, the anniversary of Congressman John Lewis's passing, we're taking action across the country to defend our democracy and carry forward his legacy of good trouble. From voter suppression bills like the SAVE Act to criminalization of protests, the Trump administration is launching a full-scale attack on our civil and human rights. But we know the truth. In America, the power lies with the people, and we're rising to prove it. Join us for a national day of non-violent action as we rally, march, host teach-ins, press conferences, and vigils.
Love that.
To demand that Congress fight back and protect our freedom to vote. This is a moment of moral clarity and collective power. We march in peace, we act in power. Good trouble lives on.
Fantastic.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And folks, let us know if you're coming out. Call 503-212-4600. You can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Leave us a message. If you don't want to do that, and you can remain anonymous. You can also email us at shout@thedangerousones.com. We got so many calls to our hotline about people just being jazzed up after the No King's Day event. And so we'd love to hear from you about, are you going to go to this event? Are there other events in your area that are going on?
Yep.
Let us know. Love that stuff.
Yep. And some more good news.
Please.
Okay. So these events, the hands-off events in April, the No Kings event in June, and this coming Good Trouble event in July have all been coordinated by a big coalition of lots of different organizations.
I was wondering,
like DemCast included, and it's going to be the same coalition for this one coming up in July. There's a new sort of lead organization for this one, the Transformative Justice Coalition, which is founded by a friend, Barbara Arnwine, and chaired by Daryl Jones. And they are just amazing activists.
Let's get them on the show.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'll reach out.
Yeah.
It's a good call. The Transformative Justice Coalition specializes in civil rights and justice initiatives, so it's like perfect organization to sort of take the lead.
Love it.
in these Good Trouble events. And further good news, this event is really meant to move all of these actions that we've been taking sort of 2 months apart, 1 month apart, toward a more sustained form of action and movement building as we head toward the 2026 midterms, connecting the energy of these protests to strategies for long-term political change, things like sit-ins and other forms of nonviolent action.
I love that because like Marshall Herskovitz said on this show, if you can get to 3.5% on a daily basis, day after day after day, peacefully protesting, change can come really fast.
Yep.
We've seen that, like he brought up, like, obviously like in the Arab Spring, and he brought up Tel Aviv and Belgrade and all these things that happened. And I sure hope we get there. That would be great, man. If we could have back in the Occupy Wall Street days and during the George Floyd protests, sustained action in the street can really lead to some change.
Yep.
Here's the QR code that you can scan with your phone, or you can click a link in our description, and that'll take you to a mobilization page. Is that right?
Yep. So it'll take you to mobilize.us. There'll be a page there where you can sign up to go to information sessions about the Good Trouble events. The sign up for the actual event is not quite live yet. It'll be a matter of days, I'm sure, because this is just a few weeks away. But as of right now, it's not live yet. But this is a way where you can sign up and learn more about what's going to be happening.
Fantastic. Yeah. Good Trouble lives on July 17th. Be there or be square. We're going to be covering it all the way up to the day of. We'll be there the day of, and I'm sure we'll cover it a few days after. Stay tuned to this podcast for all the details. And folks, please like and subscribe this video. If you're listening to us, please give us a 5-star review. And if you'd like to support the show, you can do so by going to thedangerousones.com. That'll kick you over to our Substack where you can become a paid subscriber. Until then, be safe, get into good trouble, and remember, we are all the dangerous ones. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.